Welcome back to the NHL Network. We're inside PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. Zach Finch, Thomas West alongside me. Starting goaltenders, Thomas.
Well, Matt Murray won the goaltending battle back in 2016 when he played the Nashville Predators in the Stanley Cup Finals. Pekka Rinne was also the goalie, but a guy who's struggled a bit more than Matt Murray. Has given up 4 goals in each of the last 4 games dating back to the series against the Calgary Flames.
Crosby and Johansson in the faceoff dot in Pittsburgh. We'll start out with it as Letang has it on the near side. Loose puck, Hornqvist will carry it into the Nashville end. Goes around to the corner, an early penalty as Pittsburgh is going to get a chance to go on the power play, and we've barely played 30 seconds.
Well, this is quite the opposite from what happened in Game 1. It was the Nashville Predators who looked like they were pressing early, had a power play, but the whole game hinged on a penalty kill by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it allowed the Predators to get back in the hockey game. So maybe a reverse effect here, or the Pittsburgh Penguins' momentum is just carrying into Game 2.
We'll see if Pittsburgh can make something count. They did very well on the penalty kill, and they actually got a momentum boost from that, resulting in the first goal of the game for Pittsburgh. So we'll see how they fare with the man advantage. Bonino pinning it deep, killing some time off the power play, and Pittsburgh finally able to break it out. Rust turns it over. Nashville dumps it right back in. This time Malkin there to retrieve it. Letang will start the rush on the right-hand side. He enters. He'll hesitate at the blue line, and they'll set up their cycle. Letang, a slap shot, and that's blocked out in front. Roman Josi grabs the puck, and he'll flip it all the way the length of the ice. Evgeny Malkin will throw it to Letang. Now Rust has it. Potential 2-on-1 for Pittsburgh now. Rust coming in. One-time shot, and a great save by Pekka Rinne. Nashville able to clear it, not all the way, so Pittsburgh will start out from the neutral zone. Letang works his way in, but a turnover, and so here comes Kyle Turris. Kyle Turris short-handed, walks in, he gets bumped off the puck. Rust the other way, crossing center, Pittsburgh. Penalty expiring, Sidney Crosby down low. Centering pass, Rust, a weak backhand shot on. That just missed the net wide. 5-on-5 action here as Malkin will carry it in behind the red line. Will center it, that missed the skate of Crosby, and Letang will have to cover. Loose puck, Letang's got it. Keeping it in, he'll send it across to Hornqvist. Malkin a shot, he shoots, he scores! Evgeny Malkin strikes first in Game 2, and Pittsburgh's got a 1-0 lead early.
Well, it appears that momentum is carrying over now into Game 2, and you can't help but see the similarities to the 2016 series in the Stanley Cup Finals between the Penguins and the Nashville Predators. Evgeny Malkin was a hero back in 2016, and he's still on the team and putting his work in. How about that shot right there? Low and just past the glove side of Pekka Rinne, and not much he can do. And for Pekka Rinne, not a confidence booster early on for a goalie that's 37 years old and seems to be struggling a little bit in the finals.
Yeah, it seems as if his struggles are continuing. Malkin, who took a massive hit when he went to the ice, seems all right though in the adrenaline rush. Might have helped that out a little bit. Pittsburgh right back on the puck to start, and another tripping penalty. Pittsburgh, after just scoring a goal, they'll be able to keep the offense on as they will go back to the power play.
Well, to be honest with you right now, the Nashville Predators look a little bit intimidated by this high-flying, offensive-powered Pittsburgh Penguins team, and at this point right now, they don't have much answer to what the Pittsburgh Penguins are throwing at them, and now a chance for Pittsburgh to go up 2-0, which would be quite a dagger at this point in the hockey game.
Nashville able to get an early clear, and Nashville unable to settle themselves in. Usually that happens on the offensive front, but right now stuck on the defensive end as they're on the penalty kill here. They're able to ice it. Behind Matt Murray, Dumoulin's going to grab the puck. He'll bank it off the boards. And Pittsburgh will start out. Nashville doing some changes on the fly as Zucker comes in, pad save. Fabro able to get a piece of it, and Josi fires it out of play. It went over the bench, so it won't be delay a game, but we'll get a whistle nonetheless.
Well, Philip Forsberg is really breaking out as a star in these playoffs for the Nashville Predators. Most of his talent, though, is coming on the power play, but if the Nashville Predators are going to get there, they're going to have to start putting some more offensive pressure on this Pittsburgh team.
Philip Forsberg, the 13th overall pick in his draft class, He was projected to go number 3 in the early stages of that year. However, he slid a bit down, but Nashville sure happy they have him on their offense here. One-time shot out in front that was stopped by Rene. Turris unable to clear. Here comes Gensel. Backhand shot, rebound, and Rene able to get a pad on that one. Loose puck, Gensel out in front. Zucker scores. Zucker on the power play gives Pittsburgh an early 2-0 lead. And PPG Paints Arena is loud, and the momentum on Pittsburgh's side.
Well, Zach, what a mess on the defensive end for the Nashville Predators right there. Zucker has his second of the series in as many games, and Jake Gensel, who's been a top-line star in this series so far, a fantastic feed to find the wide-open Zucker. And there's not much Pecorino can do as the Pittsburgh Penguins completely isolated a man, and an easy tap in there for Zucker as he put it into the top corner.
Nashville seems as if there's not a lot of communication, Thomas. Just letting the players slip in past the defense. And they're paying for it right now, down 2-0. And an offside call. So Nashville, with potentially their first opportunity to go on the offense, goes offside and we'll get a whistle.
Well, the top line of the Nashville Predators has been fantastic in this series, but we're past the 5-minute mark and they haven't really got a chance to even take a shot on goal to this point in the hockey game.
And they'll be going up against Pittsburgh's fourth line here. We'll see how the skill matches up here as Schultz will intercept that and he'll dump it in off the glass into Nashville's end. Here's Yannick Weber. He'll play it up to Johansson in Nashville. On the breakout, here comes Matt Duchesne. He walks in a shot, and Matt Murray, his first save of the game, might have been an easy one, but he'll freeze it in the glove.
I guess it all starts with one shot, but the Pittsburgh Penguins, hey, remember Jack Johnson last game? A huge body on the defensive end for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He took a penalty in that hockey game, but really weared down the Nashville defense.
And yeah, Jack Johnson took 2 penalties in that game, so he'll have to be careful using his body to make hits and make plays. So far, he's been all right. And Jack Johnson out there right now for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Bukestan and Johansson in the face-off dot as the ref sets to drop the puck. It's won by Nashville. Hamhuis over to Weber. They cycle between one another. A slap shot, and that one just missed wide. Here's Johnson. He'll throw up to Marino. And here comes Tanev. Intercept. Turnover again. And McCann couldn't quite get it across in time. And Nashville will set out. Here's Granlund. Stretch feed. A bit too far. Duchesne couldn't grab that one. And Pittsburgh right back the other way. Here comes Bukestan. No shooting lane, he'll dish it back. Right in the corner, he gets bumped. Maintains possession in a shot. Pecorino made the save. Yannick Weber unable to clear, he's pressured. McCann right on there, pressuring. And Pittsburgh able to hold it in. Here's Tanev. Gets bumped off the puck. And Nashville, turnovers seem to be the Achilles heel so far as they're finally able to clear it. This will dump it in. Here's Granlund centering pass for Bonino, but another turnover in Pittsburgh. Right back on offense. Approaching the halfway mark here in the first period. As Cahoon circles around with the puck and he'll backhand that one deep. Tanev, he's pinned up against the wall. Bluger in there to support. And Tanev will come away with it. He'll send it around the boards. No one there to meet it, however. And so Craig Smith will break it out. Bonino dumps it in. Marino able to get a piece of that one and throw it around the boards, but Turris gets it in a shot in the middle. Blocked right out in front. Dumoulin gets absolutely rocked, and Nashville able to hold the line, perhaps a momentum boost here. Here's Victor Arvidsson. He'll throw it back to Roman Josi. Centering pass. Turris had a wide open shot, decided to dish it out. Turned it over, and here comes Pittsburgh centering past Tanev. Couldn't quite get a strong shot on that one. Nashville on the far hand side. He'll center it for Philip Forsberg. Dances wide, cuts back. Here's Roman Josi. Tried to get a shot, and he ripped that one just high and wide. Turris centering pass. Pittsburgh crowding the slot there, and they'll get it out. Here comes Rust. Gaining speed through the zone as he gets turned over as Turris. A good back check. Able to get the puck away, and on the counterattack is Nashville. Roman Josi. Hands it over to Forsberg. He walks in and shoots. Murray didn't know where the puck was. Squeezed the pad. He's able to get a stoppage here with 7:45 in the first period.
Well, Zach, we were talking about Jack Johnson earlier and the incredible stat he has. In the last 10 years, he's played with Pittsburgh and the LA Kings. but he's never won a Stanley Cup. Just poor timing, and for two teams that have been a pretty big powerhouse of this decade.
And yeah, I'm sure if you could guess the future and you saw that he was on LA and Pittsburgh, you would assume he would have at least had 2 by now. But trying to win his first tonight, and so far Pittsburgh in good shape here in game 2. Here's Sissons. Works his way around over to Fabro. Try to get the return feed, but Pettersson, with the strong defensive stick, able to get it out. Here's Hornqvist over to Crosby. He's hit. And so Nashville able to change possession. Nashville working their way in. Here's Watson. Pinches, but he gets the puck turned over. Hornqvist tries to work it out. He fights through a couple bodies as he works his way in. Hornqvist try to center that. Crosby unable to get that. Might have deflected off the back of the net there. Colton Sissons will play it across to Ekholm, and a stretch feed, and just offside. Pettersson hit Watson just as he was crossing the line, and the puck didn't follow him, so we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, that's a fantastic play by Marcus Pettersson there, all out, and to be honest, he kind of missed his man. It looked like he was going for the hit, but just able to get his stick on the puck, and what would have been a sure 2-on-1 for the Nashville Predators was erased.
Face-off is won by Pittsburgh. They'll work it out. Here comes Zucker. Gets bumped off the puck, and so Ellis will bank it off the boards the other way. Duchesne trying to go wide, takes a slap shot. Fleury deflected that into the side. Here's Letang. Working out Russ, gets hit from behind. Never saw Johansson coming, but Pittsburgh in the offensive zone. Dumoulin will dish it back to Letang. Gets the return feed, works it down. Malkin right in the slot. He can't get a clean shot. Ryan Ellis draped on him. Prevented a potential 3-0 lead here as Pittsburgh will have to reset here. Malkin. Cross ring to Russ. Try to dump it in. Ellis said no to that. And will bank it off the boards. Just missed that pass. And Letang will join the rush. Letang goes in deep as he stops. Centering pass, and Buxton. A one-time shot, and perhaps Pekarine's best save of the night so far.
Oh, a big glove save there from Pekarine, and he hasn't been seeing as much action as he did in the beginning of the first period. The Nashville Predators seem to be coming back with a little bit of authority, but unfortunately they haven't been able to put anything on the scoreboard, and the chances they're getting on Matt Murray are just not quite enough for an elite caliber goaltender.
Perhaps Nashville is just settling in. Hopefully they're able to get something here, but a turnover. Pittsburgh able to get stick on that, and so Nashville, just, you said it yourself, Thomas, looks intimidated out there as Johnson a shot. And now the defense are getting in it. Marino and Johnson both deep. They both get back to their positions as Pittsburgh continues to be in Nashville territory. Yossi finally gets a stick on that and will clear it. Here's Victor Arvidsson, cross rink to Forsberg. He'll wait and dish it back to the point. Turris couldn't find the passing lane, that's turned over. Here comes Cahoon, works his way in, he got hit. And a turnover right as he crossed the blue line. Nashville back the other way. Forsberg tried to get the return feed. Schultz there for the turnover. We'll work it out. Here comes Brandon Tanev. Works his way in, a shot, and Pekarine at the top of his crease got the glove on that one. And he'll freeze for a whistle approaching the 1 minute mark here.
Well, I think the strategy here for the Nashville Predators should probably just be to try and get out of this period, make sure it's still a 2 or 1 goal lead, and if they can manage to do that, I think it's not too difficult to come back from that going into the third period.
And yeah, perhaps being on the road causing that intimidation factor, as PPG Paints Arena has been loud all season long, especially here in the Stanley Cup Finals. They are ruthless here in Pittsburgh and supporting their home team here. Here comes Teddy Bluger. He'll hesitate, centers out for Schultz, try to get that through to the slot. And a good stick by Nashville, able to break it out the other way. Ganino centering, Craig Smith. Scored 2 last game, he missed that one. Another shot, and Matt Murray will freeze with 3 seconds left. Craig Smith with a couple of glorious chances to bring Nashville to within 1.
Craig Smith was a lone bright spot in game 1. He had 2 goals, and that second shot there was the exact same one that he got on the power play to make it a 3-3 hockey game.
Won by Pittsburgh to wind out the period, and so they'll go into the locker room with Pittsburgh up 2 in Nashville. Not a lot of offensive presence in the first period. Perhaps some words to be said at intermission. Thomas, your thoughts on the first period?
Well, back in 2016, it looked like the Nashville Predators team was completely overpowered. They seem to have a stronger team right now, but they're going to need to prove something in the second period.
That's right, and Malkin getting one of the goals, Zucker the other. Pittsburgh 2-0 going to the first intermission. You're watching NHL. We'll be right back after this short intermission. Welcome back to the NHL playoffs, second period, coming your way in just a few moments. Pittsburgh taking a 2-0 lead in the first. And things looking similar here as they were in game one, as Nashville wins the faceoff, hoping to have a better second. As Duchesne will work it in, he'll work his way around the net. Centering pass, Ellis, a shot, that hit Johansson on the way through. A loose puck in the slot, Duchesne's got it. Slap shot, blocked out in front, loose puck, Duchesne was right there. Crosby able to clear the puck. Looks like it would have been a gimme for Matt Duchesne, but Nashville working their way back in. Here's Ryan Ellis. On the near side, he'll try to get that across. Gensel there, and he'll throw it over to Crosby. Sidney Crosby working his way in. He gets absolutely rocked by Roman Josi. Captain on captain. And here comes Nashville the other way. Duchesne works it back. Ellis, a shot, rebound. And Murray got the pad on that one. A little bit more jolt in the Predators' steps in the second period as Malkin works it in. Goes around the net. Evgeny Malkin centers it. Rust couldn't find the shot. Here's Schultz at the point. Him and Pettersson. Play fetch and the centering pass. Rust just hit the side of the net there. Ellis banks it up for Forsberg. He weaves his way in as Pettersson's right on him. Tried to get that across to Ardvinsson. Couldn't find the stick. And Malkin will work it out. Here's Zucker. Cross to Rust. A shot. And Rene gets across in time. Able to make the save. And he'll freeze with 16:42 remaining.
Well, that's a dangerous stick in a dangerous area. Brian Rust. Well, he led the team with 27 goals on the regular season. And you give a guy a shot right there, he doesn't miss that often. But a huge save for Pecorine, who maybe seems to be settling in a little bit here in the second period.
Seems so. Seems a little bit more confident out there, especially in his movement there. Able to get the shoulder on that one. And Nashville will break it out. Craig Smith gets bumped off by Pettersson. But a turnover. Grimaldi, a shot. Just went wide of the net. Murray able to get the puck after it banked off the back wall. And he'll just settle things down in his end.
We see a little bit of extracurricular activities after the play there. And this series already got heated after it was sparked by a fight with Brandon Tanev and Dante Fabro in game one. So we'll see what transpires here, as there's still a lot of time to play and emotions might heat up.
And yeah, very rarely you see a fight in the Stanley Cup Finals. Just shows how high the emotions are. And that just means we're getting some great hockey as both teams trying their hardest here. As Bonino is shot. Murray just got a piece of that one. It's kicked into the corner. Bukestan turns it over. Bonino a shot blocked out in front. Marino unable to get it out. Does it now, and Tanev able to clear on the right-hand side. He almost put himself offside. Nashville able to clear. And here they come the other way. Craig Smith centering pass. Good save by Murray on the redirect out in front. Here's Sam Lafferty. Works his way in, toe drag. No shooting lane. Works it across. Johnson curls around. No lane, so he'll just dump it back in. Bukestan right there. And one-time shot off the outside of the post there. And Rene able to calm things down. Seems as if it was a bit of a fire drill in his end.
Oh, how about Nick Bonino on that shift? Offensive entourage, and that's a guy right there that knows how to win. He won 2 Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and well, now he's on the other end of it with the Nashville Predators playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. So a guy that's very familiar with this kind of situation and this game between the Nashville Predators and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, Bonino, I'm sure most of you are familiar with that famous call when he beat Ottawa in the Eastern Conference Finals. You're right, on the other side now, trying to keep the magic with him as Nashville's down 1 in this series. Schultz at the point. He'll work it in. Across to Pettersson. And down low to Lafferty. He's pressured by Fabro. And Nashville able to clear. Ekholm gets pressured. And Crosby able to turn it over. Great back checking. And he'll work it over to Hornqvist. Drop back. And Arvidsson able to get a stick on that one. And he'll work it out. Here's Philip Forsberg. Gets bumped off by Schultz, but Fabro there to support him, and they'll get it cross rink. Fabro down low. Arvidsson, Turris couldn't get a shot off, and Pittsburgh right back out the other way. Pittsburgh changing on the fly as Crosby will work it in. Will dish it back, a slap shot, and Rinne saw that one all the way through, and he got that one with the glove.
Well, Pekka Rinne definitely starting to settle in here in the second period, but Zach, it's interesting that you bring up the Nick Bonino goal call. Is this some kind of foreshadow to what we're going to hear the next time Nick Bonino scores?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot there, but Pittsburgh is actually going to score this time. Dumoulin right off the face-off. Sorry, Nick Bonino, your time's going to have to wait right now. Brian Dumoulin putting Pittsburgh up 3.
Well, it looked like the Nashville Predators had some kind of pressure going, but the Pittsburgh Penguins in their home arena doused that pretty quick as Brian Dumoulin, a nice give-and-go play, and makes no mistake of it. A good shot, gets it past the glove side once again of Pekka Rinne, and as we said, Pekka Rinne was starting to settle in. It's becoming blaringly obvious that that glove side is becoming a bit of a problem, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are trying to exploit it.
Dumoulin, quite the hard shot, just unable to get across in time. Rinne challenged again. Just before the play is able to settle in, Rinne challenged. And that time he was able to make the save. That might have been the dagger there, Thomas.
Now, Pekka Rinne, he's a veteran. He knows the saves he needs to make, and he's keeping the Nashville Predators in it. They just hope that they could have him bail them out a couple times whenever he gets in trouble there, and the defense of the Nashville Predators has been less than pristine this hockey game.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh offense just absolutely trampling them. Right now, Nashville trying to get something started. Johansson unable to get a shot off. And so Letang will work it out to Zucker. Zucker crossing center, picking up some speed. He'll do a toe drag, gets the puck back and a shot. Hit off the defenseman in front. Pekka Rinne had the puck trickle towards him, and he'll cover that one up.
Well, a bright spot on the defense for the Pittsburgh Penguins this season has been John Marino. He's been a plus in this series, and he led the team with a plus 17 in the regular season. So a guy you see get a lot of playing time, and he doesn't let a lot of goals in when he's on the ice.
Yeah, fantastic in his rookie year. He's been a staple here in Pittsburgh for potentially years to come. That's a shot there from Nashville. It's blocked out in front. Jane Kroc able to hold it in. Duchesne a shot. He gets leveled as the puck left his stick, and another shot there was backhanded just wide. Here's Lafferty. On the far hand side, he'll curl back around, goes wide. Tried to find Marino, but a turnover. Watson on the breakaway. Could this be it for Nashville? And Marino, as we just mentioned him, what a defensive play coming back on the breakaway to interrupt that one. And Pittsburgh thankful for that as they're able to hold this 3-goal lead. Philip Forsberg right back in, and this time Murray able to get a glove on that one, and he'll cover it up for a whistle.
Yeah, the other thing about John Marino, too, is he put up 26 points in the regular season, so he was a guy who was kind of a penalty kill specialist or come on late in the game and try and shut a team down, but he also put up a bit of offensive potential, so look out for him on the points as well.
And Pittsburgh has always been able to do a good job of getting talent in and out while still able to keep a high level of competition. Marino, just another piece to that puzzle, keeping Pittsburgh at the top of their game. And that's evident here as they are right back where they belong in the Stanley Cup Finals. Buchanan shot, it was deflected out in front. And Rinne got the stop on that one. Brandon Tanev at center. However, it was offside, and so Pittsburgh will have to wait, and we'll get a whistle just outside the Nashville end.
Well, the momentum is definitely on the side of the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, leading 3-0, but a goal for the Nashville Predators might be able to turn that around, but it all starts with one.
And they had a high-scoring series against Calgary, and so Nashville, they can put points up on the board It's just Pittsburgh, a totally different defensive scheme, and we'll see how they play it down 3.
I thought it was interesting there, Pekka Rinne looking for the option to play the puck. It's been something that he's tried to do for a lot of the time in these ENHL playoffs, and to be honest, it's cost him quite a few of those times he's tried it.
Yeah, always a risky play when you play, especially when there's players around you. This time Nashville able to clear it off the face-off, and they're in the Pittsburgh end. Here comes Smith, he works it in, and Murray might have played it himself there too, had it on his stick, decided to cover it up, and so it's happening both ways.
Well, I mentioned as well, talking about Pekka Rinne, the potential of UC Saros coming into this game if Pekka Rinne wasn't able to continue, and with the way he's been playing the last couple of games, it'd be interesting to see what the young UC Saros could do in a Stanley Cup Finals.
And that would certainly be a crazy circumstance, having him come in the biggest stage in hockey. As there's a battle out in front of Matt Murray, he's able to get a stoppage there. But you're right, Thomas. If he came in here, it would be definitely very difficult, especially with Pittsburgh having a high-flying offense. Definitely a lot of pressure to put on a young goaltender. But we'll see here if Pekka Rinne can hold up here. That faceoff's won by Nashville as Fabro works his way in. Couldn't find the passing lane. He'll work it back. Duchesne over to Granlund. Gets it back. Duchesne a shot. And he missed that to the left of Matt Murray. Dumoulin banks it off the boards. No one there to collect it. But Dumoulin almost caught himself pinching. Nashville right back in. Ekholm to Granlund. Duchesne working his way around. Centering pass. Johansson got hit off the puck. And Zucker able to get it clear. Here comes Evgeny Malkin. Works his way and he'll get it back. Letang right out in front. Point blank range, and Pekka Rinne able to get the glove on that one.
UC Saros has only come in one time in this series. He came in versus the Calgary Flames in what was pretty much a blowout game. He let up one goal, but he made a couple fantastic saves. The one thing that would make it unlikely, though, is that with the shortened NHL season, he hasn't got a lot of playtime in the last, 3 months.
Exactly, that's the thing. Some goaltenders are cold out there, especially the backups here. Talk about Tristan Jarry, too. I don't think he's going to be coming in here. Matt Murray has been absolutely stellar in this postseason. As Pittsburgh right back on the offensive front. Here's Brandon Tanev. He gets bumped off. Marino there to help out, but McCann tried to get a shot off. He gets absolutely crunched in the slot. And Arvidsson will work it out the other way. Gets the puck back in the corner. Kyle Turris works it out. And Pittsburgh able to clear. Nashville's defense is changing on the fly. Able to get back in time, but Pittsburgh will have to reset at center. Here's Jack Johnson as he dumps it in. Hamhuis is there to meet it. Ellis gets hit right out in front of Pekka Rinne. And look out, Pekka, as Nashville able to clear it here as Turris works it in. Here's Ryan Ellis. He pinches behind the net. One-time shot out in front. Arvidsson just missed that one. And Nashville able to hold the line. Not for long, however, as Schultz is able to clear. Here comes Cahoon. Final 30 seconds here in the second. Luger couldn't get a shot off in Nashville. Perhaps one last opportunity here. But a turnover, and it looks as if Pittsburgh will kill off the time. But wait, a turnover. Perhaps one more opportunity. And a turnover right out in front of the net will wind down this period as Pittsburgh adds on to their lead going into the second intermission as they're up 3.
Well, something needs to change right now for the Nashville Predators. The Pittsburgh Penguins have played a near-perfect game. We saw a few mistakes in Game 1 in the defensive zone, led to some goals, but they're up 3-0 here in the first.
We'll be right back on ENHL after a short intermission. We'll be right back. Welcome back inside PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you're just joining us, Pittsburgh enjoying a 3-0 lead. Matt Murray has been absolutely stellar this game, and quite the opposite story on the Nashville end. As we pick things up here, Matt Duchesne will work it in for Nashville as they're trying to get some offenses started in this third period. Crosby able to break it out. We'll center that one. Letang, a shot. Pecorine deflected that one into the corner. Another one blocked out in front. Ryan Ellis hands over to Duchesne. Nashville right back on the attack, but a turnover to Crosby results in Pittsburgh coming the other way. Sidney Crosby works his way in. He's been quiet this game as Johansson will try to work it out of his end. A loose puck picked up by Granlund, and they'll work things out here. Here comes Johansson. Hesitates at the blue line. Tried to center that one. Didn't get through, and a huge hit by Johansson. Works it back in. Here's Yossi. Back to Ellis. Nashville finally getting some constant pressure. But just as I say that, Nashville goes offside. Pittsburgh able to clear. Ryan Ellis grabs the puck in his own corner. Will hand it over to Turris, and Yossi gets hit quite hard there. And so physicality going both ways here to start the third. Here's Ellis. One-time shot by Duchesne, and Murray had to react quick there, and we'll get our first whistle of the period.
Oh, what a save there by Matt Murray, and this is a point in the hockey game where the Nashville Predators might need to come together and say, hey, we're down 3-0, but even if we can't win this hockey game, we got to get some kind of momentum going. So we'll see what that conversation in the locker room was like, and if it affected how the play of the Nashville Predators changes in the third.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this period transpires. We'll need a quick one here to get back within two, perhaps a chance to pull the goalie. But right now, bigger things at hand. Here's Brandon Tanev centering pass for Schultz, who is pinching. And so Nashville, potential 2-on-1. Schultz back checking there. He's able to get back in time. As Turris will work it around. A shot from the point. Murray deep in his cage, able to make the save on that one. Here's Dante Fabro. He'll curl around up to Forsberg. Turris gets hooked, and so Nashville will go on the power play for the first time. And Thomas, this is just what they needed with their strong power play all playoffs long.
Well, there you go. It's Bukestad who appears to just be a little over anxious with the stick, and it was offensive pressure by the Nashville Predators, and it earns them an opportunity, but a vital one at that, to try and score a goal and make it a 2-goal hockey game.
Good things do come when you apply pressure, and right now, Nashville, an opportunity to come back to within 2 here, but Tanev able to pin Nashville up against the boards till a bit more time. Here's Forsberg in Pittsburgh's end. Ekholm's got some space. He winds one up, and Murray stopped that one with the pad, and he'll freeze here. 1:26 left in the power play.
Some good pressure on the power play there by the Nashville Predators, but give credit to the Pittsburgh defense right there, clearing out the front of the net and making sure Matt Murray had a clear lane to see that puck.
That was the same game plan against Tampa Bay. All of the Lightning's goals basically came when there was traffic out in front. So if you don't get traffic out in front of Matt Murray, he's going to stop it 99 times out of 100. So that might be a part of Nashville's plan going forward. Here's Granlund, centering pass, is a rebound. And played back to the point, another shot there. Murray able to get a piece of that, and Pittsburgh will clear. Not all the way, however, so Nashville will start in the neutral zone. Granlund, a shot. Maybe tried to catch Matt Murray off guard there, but a turnover, another chance. And Thomas, we just said it, Nashville needing some offensive pressure in this power play. Seems that it's been a gift from the gods for them.
Yeah, well, they're dominating the zone time right now, but it's not quite enough. They're getting high danger scoring areas, but they need some kind of finish, maybe a good bounce or a bit of luck to get them back in it.
As you just saw there, 6-1 for Nashville in third period shots. So hoping to keep this momentum and perhaps make a comeback. We've seen plenty of comebacks in Nashville's playoff run as Ardvinsson takes a shot, and Murray will freeze that. 1 second left on the power play. And so Bukestad will come out right as the puck is dropped.
Well, Victor Arvidsson's so lethal on the power play. He's a pure goal scorer, and I think we mentioned last game, every year he's managed to put up more goals than he does assists, so that's his role on the team, and to look for more of that from him in this game.
Yeah, and he's embraced that role, which has made it even better, because if you can just accept your role and fit into the scheme, it helps the team a lot more, and Arvidsson has been doing just that ever since he joined the team. 5-on-5 here as we continue play. Arvidsson working it out in front. It was Johansson right out in front of the net, and Murray intercepted that pass with his pad and able to freeze for a whistle.
Well, Matt Murray's been fantastic in this game, and he's keeping the Predators off the board. In the 2016 series, in Game 5 and 6 resulted in shutouts for Matt Murray, so he's got their number in the playoffs.
He played fairly well when Nashville won in Game 3 and 4 as well. Nashville winning by slim margins as they got 0 tonight, and the slap shot just went wide there. Marino able to work that up to Rust, and Pittsburgh will break it out. Rust down the middle, he'll hand it over to Zucker, and a slap shot from far out is deflected into the corner. A turnover, Malkin shoots, he scores! Evgeny Malkin gets the puck and beats Pecorine, and Pittsburgh enjoying a 4-0 lead. Nashville not looking good here in the third.
Well, the 3-time Stanley Cup winner, Evgeny Malkin, is able to pretty much put this game out of reach for the Nashville Predators, but we've seen bigger comebacks in the ENHL playoffs, so don't completely write them off, but every time the Predators have some kind of momentum boost, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins who completely extinguish that, and they've done it again for, well, maybe the 4th time in this hockey game.
And a lot of these guys on this Penguins team have been together for almost a decade, so the chemistry is at an all-time high, and you have to be careful because they can strike at any time. As Hornqvist works it back around, Marino unable to tap that one in, but he'll work it in deep. Sissons gets leveled in a weak backhand shot on by Gensel. Pecorine will freeze that one, and we'll reset here halfway through this third period.
Well, I want to highlight the play of Brian Rust. He's a guy who has a knack for scoring in the playoffs, and the last time he was in the playoffs, he became the only rookie to score multiple goals in a Stanley Cup Finals Game 7, so he's got a knack for the extreme, and he scores goals when they need him.
Perfect roll there as Gensel works that out in front. Pecorine got the pad on that one, but a turnover. Hornqvist got a shot off, and that one went wide. Here's Letang at the point, able to hold it in. Gensel a shot. That one's blocked out in front. Weber will work it up to Watson. He comes in, he's in deep, and he'll work it back to Smith. Hamhuis in the slot. Murray snagged that one out of the air and will freeze for a whistle.
One of the most veteran players, Dan Hamhuis, was a 12th overall pick by the Nashville Predators back in 2001. One of the most veteran players in the NHL, and a guy that's maybe trying to lead his team as they're facing some adversity right now.
That shot just missed the net. Pittsburgh right back the other way as Lafferty will dump that in. Fabro able to play it out, and here comes Nashville. On the near side, they enter the zone as pulled around, centering pass right out in front. Murray made the save on that one. Fabro at the point able to hold the line, but threw that in, and Dumoulin got a stick on that. Dumoulin, who scored earlier, works it in. Ekholm able to intercept that pass. Here's Bonino. He'll throw it up. We're able to play it back. Here's Ekholm. To Fabro, a shot, and Murray makes the stop. And although they're down 4 in Nashville, a little better of a third period than we've seen these past 2 periods.
Yeah, it's a better period, but no results quite yet, and you credit the Nashville Predators for having some pressure, but no finish right now.
As it's a shot there, Murray able to get across in time and freeze it. And you're right, Thomas. Every time Nashville gets pressure, Pittsburgh comes right back the other way. And so although this game might be out of reach, we've seen 5-goal comebacks in the third period before, believe it or not. So we'll see if Nashville can join that club, and it starts with Forsberg. He blasts that one past Murray. And they'll start out here down 3 now as Philip Forsberg from Arvidsson and Josi finally gets Nashville on the board.
Well, a fantastic shot there by Philip Forsberg, and he's by far been the best player on the Nashville Predators in this series so far. Craig Smith had a couple of goals. He's probably second in that category, but Forsberg, playing on the power play, is a fantastic player, and he shows his worth 5-on-5.
And that was a one-time shot that went from right to left, and we mentioned it in game 1. Get these goaltenders moving. Nashville has yet to do that so far, and they did it there, and it worked. So we'll see how this affects their game plan going forward. Pittsburgh right back in the offensive zone. They'll play it behind the net, but Ellis works it out. Here's Arvidsson. There's a big hit on the back end of the play as a slap shot there. It's turned aside by Matt Murray. Pittsburgh the other way, dumped in. Yossi there to meet it, he'll play it out. Here's Kyle Turris, cross ring to Arvidsson in Nashville. Trying to capitalize on this momentum boost, but an offside call will halt them right in their progress.
We talk about Dan Hamhuis being around the league for a long time. He actually doesn't have a Stanley Cup, which when you've been in the league since 2001, you'd hope that would be the case, but he does have a gold medal back in 2010, and a pretty famous guy from that Team Canada guy in 2010 was Sidney Crosby, who's on the other end.
And teammates becoming rivals here tonight. As Yossi tries to work it in, he'll get pinned up as he tries to get the puck back. Roman Yossi right out in front, tried to shovel that through Matt Murray, but he hugged the post there and is able to turn that aside. Here's Schultz, breaks it out over to Rust as Pittsburgh works their way in. Rust stops at the top of the circle, tried to get that back in. Two Predators draped on him, and so they'll work it out, but right back on it is Pittsburgh. Granlund turnover, Zucker scores. Oh no, Granlund with the turnover right out in front of Pecorine. And Pittsburgh making Nashville pay for their mistakes as Zucker gets his second of the game.
Well, that's 3 goals in the first 2 games of the Stanley Cup Finals for Zucker, and Jason Zucker just stole that puck, a heads-up play, and what a shot into the top corner, an absolute laser, no chance for Pecorine. But again, some mistakes on the Nashville defense are costing them in this hockey game.
Right, can't get any worse than that as Nashville trying to get a little more physical here to get themselves back into it. With 4 minutes left, things are looking pretty bleak. Approaching the 4-minute mark as Pittsburgh works their way in. 5-1 is the score thus far. Johansson will work it out. Watson gets it back. A shot, and Murray makes the save as he's done all night long. And he'll freeze for another whistle.
Well, the offense from the top line is pretty fantastic right now. Or the top 2 lines, I should say. Zucker 2 goals in this hockey game. Evgeny Malkin a couple goals as well. And the offense is coming from guys that you'd probably expect in a 5-1 hockey game.
As Matt Murray makes the save there, and you mentioned Jason Zucker. He's been outstanding these playoffs. He's been terrific in the Stanley Cup Finals. And what a pickup from Pittsburgh from Minnesota. Probably couldn't have come at a better time, as if without him, this game might be a totally different story. Won by Nashville. At the point, a shot deflected out in front. And Johansson unable to get a stick on that one and turned aside by Matt Murray. Approaching the 3-minute mark, Sidney Crosby trying to find his way in. He'll dump it in, and guys like Sidney Crosby, who's been totally quiet, that's the beauty of this Pittsburgh offense, is that it can come from anyone, all 4 lines, even on the defensive end with a bunch of the puck-moving defensemen they got in their arsenal. So Pittsburgh can rely on multiple guys there. And Nashville trying to work their way back into this one. Seems too late as we're at the 2-minute mark. Pittsburgh right back in the Nashville end. Nashville able to clear, and here comes Fabro. He gets bumped off. Lafferty dumps it in, perhaps just killing the remainder of this clock as Nashville will work it back out. Approaching the final minute of this game, Pittsburgh bound to take a 2-0 series lead. The series will shift to Nashville as they try to defend home ice. And here we are, final minute here as Bluger tried to get that in, unable to do so. And here comes Kyle Turris. Works it in. Forsberg unable to get a stick on that one. And so Dumoulin will work it out. Over to McCann. He'll work his way in. Schultz centering past to Tanev. Couldn't find the shooting lane. So he'll dish it back. Winding this one down as a one-time shot from the point. Rene seemed a little bit out of position there. He just stretched out of the glove. And with 35 seconds left, perhaps a confidence booster for Pecorine going into Game 3.
Well, a nice save by Pecorine there, but I'm a little surprised that the coaching staff of the Nashville Predators hasn't pulled the hook on them right now. UC Saros is ready to go, and a guy that might need to get into this series. A perfect time to get him some work.
And yeah, it seems as if Nashville just has too much trust in their veteran. And although that can be a good thing, as of right now in the Western Conference Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals, has been very shaky, so perhaps a goaltending change in the future. Pecorine, who's allowed 6 or 7 without being pulled, that just kind of goes to show how Nashville likes to run their offense and defense. So clearly a lot of trust in Rinne. He's just not giving it back. As we'll wind down the final 15 seconds here. A loose puck battling Pettersson will grab that. And the crowd will count us down in Pittsburgh. As there's 5 seconds left here, Craig Smith will clear. But it won't matter as Game 2 goes to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They take a 2-0 series lead and will sweep home ice to start out this one.
Well, some scary resemblances right now for the Nashville Predators to the 2016 Stanley Cup Finals versus these Pittsburgh Penguins, who won Game 1 and Game 2. But the Nashville Predators in that series were resilient. They came back at Enterprise Center in Nashville, Tennessee, and they won the next 2 games. So we'll see if they can flip the script and maybe have a bit of a repeat performance back in Game 3.
Home ice still on the line here as Nashville going to try to come back in this series as it'll shift back to Nashville. Thomas West alongside me. I'm Zach Finch. Thank you guys for tuning into the ENHL Network. We'll be back in just 2 days for Game 3 as we say so long from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh 5-1 taking a 2-0 series lead.